Joanna, are you all right?
Last time on Mysterious Island.
Oh, will you just stop hovering over me?
Maybe a storm approaching. Be prepared for much more than that.
See my baby, please.
You look as if you're running away.
Captain, wait! She left a note!
I brought you here to help you.
I cannot have this child.
What are we gonna do without her?
I'm not dead.
Maybe she made it to Erickson.
My baby.
I'm alive, and my baby isn't.
I'll never ask you what was in it. I just want you to know that I care for you.
Nice spot of morning sun, eh? Looking forward to this for some time, Herbert. Get a bit of warmth back on the old bones, hmm?
Oh, may as well. Old bones is all we'll end up being.
Come on, there's no need for that sort of talk on such a nice day.
I'm sorry. Just the thought of getting old and dying here gives me the shivers. There's so much I'm missing out on back home.
How much you've had experiences here you couldn't have had elsewhere?
Like losing my father? Or freezing to death in a cold, damp cave.
Buck up, old son. You've got to look on the bright side of things.
I wish I could. Gideon?
Hmm?
I'm scared I'll die never knowing what it's like to have...
What?
Well, to have a love.
Oh.
Have you ever?
Well,
No, so you haven't either.
I didn't say that.
Well, that's what it sounded like to me.
Well, I have, actually.
And?
And what?
Come on, you're not still hiding behind those British manners, are you? Afraid the Queen might hear us?
It's the most wonderful time of my life.
Go on.
Owing to a technical malfunction, it may be necessary to bring forward the experiment involving direct contact with the subject group.
Well, at least you have the memories to look back on.
In some ways, I think you may be better off not knowing what you're missing out on.
That's easy for you to say.
Good afternoon, Sebastian Niall.
Good afternoon, Sebastian Niall. How do you do? Good afternoon, Sebastian Niall. How do you do? Sebastian Niall, how do you do?
I'm really worried about Herbert. It seems to be getting worse.
Well, what do you expect? No one's ever gonna find us, and if they do, they're certainly not gonna help us. I'm never going to see my home again, and it's not even my fault. In fact, it's not my fault I got stuck in that wretched balloon in the first place. I was just following orders, Captain.
Look. Hello.
Hello.
You speak English?
I am English.
Well, well. Gideon Spilett. How do you do?
Sebastian Nile.
Cyrus Harding.
How do you do?
Where have you come from? Do you have a boat?
My lifeboat was dashed to pieces on those rocks last night. This is her final comfort to me.
Ah, Joanna. Mrs. Joanna Pencroft, may I present Mr. Sebastian Nile, shipwrecked on his way to New Zealand.
Delighted to meet you, madam. Something wrong?
No. No, nothing. Well, we'd better get the fire stoked up. Get it warmed up in here.
By the time the sea had calmed and dawn had broken, I could see that the only thing left floating, apart from my own lifeboat, was debris. The ship had capsized so fast. Thank heaven I had gone up on deck. Nobody below stood a chance.
There were no survivors.
It would seem not.
So, which part of England do you call home?
London, Sussex.
Sussex? Really? Whereabouts?
Up at Snape's Head. My people have a place outside the village.
Well, that's not far from Great Loughton. My family home is there.
Really? I know Great Loughton.
Well, then you'd know Bromley Hall.
Bromley Hall?
You do know it.
Seat of one of the finest families in Sussex? Of course I know it. It's an honor to be in the company of one of that house.
It's time we did something about dinner. Herbert,
Yes?
come and help me finish checking the traps.
No.
I'll help you, Captain.
How many more do you have hidden away?
No more. There's just 4 of us now.
You've lost someone very close to you since you've been here, hmm?
My husband. How did you know?
Recent grief's always difficult to conceal. Even for someone like you.
What do you mean, someone like me?
Oh, no, I refer to your strength of character, your personal courage. How many were you when you arrived?
6. Oh, look, I'd really rather not talk about it.
I do apologize. I should have realized you've been through much hardship.
How do you know what we've been through?
A sense of aura. I get the feeling you've all had to struggle a great deal. But you, Mrs. Pencroft, are the rock, the anchor that holds everyone in place in times of great difficulty, yes? But you have all been at the hands of strange forces.
How do you know that?
I Must be something to do with the setting here. Cave, fire, the atmosphere. It allows me to see things.
How can you?
It's something in the blood. A grandfather's indiscretion. Yes, he married a gypsy, a fortune teller. Well, their daughter, my mother, was brought up in her father's house. But the blood stays strong. And sometimes I feel my grandmother's powers in me. Especially in a place like this.
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Herbert, please.
It's all right, Mrs. Pencroft. There are many disbelievers, and there will always be so.
You know, in Ireland, there are many travelers whose powers are widely respected.
All right. Then tell me something about me.
Very well. You have two great desires. One is to get off this island. But where would you go? There's nobody for you to go back to, is there? And your other great desire is something I'm sure you'd prefer I didn't mention to your mother.
Just what we needed. Another man on the island who can read your mind. Wonderful.
Now, Joanna, what is it you wish to know?
What's going to happen to us? What'll become of us?
What chance we have of getting away from this horrid place?
No, that's a good question, though a difficult one. My powers are not those of a full-blooded gypsy, and I can't even begin to catch a glimpse of your future. I need to know you much better than I know you now.
Well, tell us how you see us now.
A group of castaways, marooned here for 5, 6 years? Not as long as that?
No.
Oh, then you've settled well. Or is it that you've suffered sufficiently for 6 years?
Sufficient for the rest of our lives.
I see. Perhaps I should consider you all individually. Joanna, I sense a grieving in you. Well, not just for your husband, but a deep, deep grieving for your mother, who died in childbirth. With you?
My sister.
Herbert, you are going through that time of inner searching, asking questions that cannot be answered, trying to settle your own doubts of self-worth. Your task is made all the harder by the fact that you have tragically lost both your birth parents. Yet you are coping manfully with your situation in these adverse circumstances, showing the courage that would have made your late father proud. Captain Harding, also a man of courage, your bravery, sir, has saved many lives, including those of these three here. You are a man of strong judgment, a man who knows the difference between right and wrong, and will serve a just cause without ever faltering. Wait. Oh, I feel someone is trying to make contact. Someone dearly loved, a close relative, not long gone from this world. Captain Harding?
My brother, Joshua.
It could be. If you will close your eyes, open your minds, I'll see if I can bring him to us. Close your eyes.
Didn't mean to leave you. I'm sorry that I I caused my own death. I caused you to be left alone. I love you, Joanna. I love you, Herbert. Be strong. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Heal.
Well, what do you say?
It wasn't my brother.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sometimes these things don't work.
It was Joanna's husband.
I've had enough of this.
What?
Living here like this. I've had enough.
Now, steady on. You've got to stop that sort of thinking.
Why? What's the point?
The point is we don't know what's going to happen. We never can know. We might not be as far from the shipping lanes as we first thought. Mr. Niles' ship was not so far away when... Some sort of search party might already be underway. There may be a ship below the horizon right now.
I doubt it.
No, you're not as clear to me as I thought. I'll try to focus a bit closer to the present. Many things have happened since you've been here. Bad things. Involving others who didn't come with you.
Natives. And pirates.
And one who lived here alone before you arrived.
Ayrton.
A tortured soul. A miserable life. And an anguished death.
You see so much.
Curse of my birthright. If I could be rid of it, if I could lead a normal life, believe me, I'd be grateful. It brings far more despair than hope.
Can't you just ignore it?
No, for a time. Then I find myself waking up at night to the most vivid visions. By exercising my powers, I can at least gain some kind of control.
Tell me about the future.
Are you sure you want to know? It may not be what you want to hear.
I want to know.
There will be ever-widening rifts in your group. You will not be able to talk to one another without difficulty. There will be fights, death. No.
What? What is it?
No, it's gone.
What fights? What deaths?
The vision, it's left me. It was very unclear. I can't even be sure that what it said applied to you or anyone here on the island.
Can't you go back and find out?
No. It's not as simple as that. It's like riding a horse without reins. You can mount, get it to move off, but then it takes you where it wants to go. I can look into the future, or I can try. But then I may be drawn into the past. It's a very imprecise science.
Please try.
Such a heinous
The evil deeds perpetrated on that helpless, innocent family are not only a disgrace to the Union Army, but an affront to humanity. Captain Harding, I sentence you to death.
What was that about?
What did I say?
Something about an evil crime involving Cyrus Harding?
No. No, it was a blurred vision. Pay no heed to it.
But the words were clear.
No, it was a fog. It was very unclear. No, please, let's forget all about it. It's time to stop now. Please, this is not a good time.
I know it's hard for you.
How do you mean?
Well, I'm sure it's the same feeling we all had during the war. Long way from home and loved ones.
A long way, maybe, but at least you had a way home.
Well, we often felt that there was little chance of seeing home again. It was a frightening world, the battlefield. Ugly beyond words. No female company. That was hard to bear.
What are you trying to say?
Just that you're not the only one that's ever felt like that. Keep your dreams alive. They'll come true.
Like yours did. You never got back home.
No. But I'm trying very hard not to give up hope. And you've got to do the same. For your mother's sake, she's suffered so much already.
Not as much as those in the field of battle.
Joanna, what is it?
I was just thinking about the suffering of innocent families, unlucky enough to live in the path of an army.
Indeed. Innocent victims. That was the worst.
What was that all about?
I don't know. Joanna, what's wrong?
Nothing. Go upstairs for a rest.
What have you been saying to Joanna?
I was trying to look into her future.
Her future or my past?
When the visions come and the voices speak through me, I've no control over what they say. Anyway, it was so unclear, I advised her to take no meaning from what she heard. I'm so sorry. It will not happen again.
What are you doing?
Oh, I thought I saw something glinting. I hoped it was gold.
Well?
Well, what?
Is it?
Oh, no. No, just a grain of sand. Nothing. Joanna, Captain Harding spoke to me about my vision of his past. Now, I did advise you that it was an unclear picture. I did try to explain to Joanna about my seeing things. She wouldn't listen. I do apologize, most sincerely.
Is there something else?
No. I was just admiring your workmanship. Did you learn to do this sort of thing in the army?
No, the army was not my profession. I was trained as an engineer.
Extraordinary. It really is a most ingenious piece of work.
Thank you.
It's a good thing she and Gideon get on so well.
I'm sorry.
No. Takes her mind off her late husband.
What exactly do you mean by that?
Well, the way they look at each other when nobody's watching. Rather sweet, don't you think? Down. On to go. Hello.
Do you think you're getting to know us better yet?
Well, of course. And I must say I'm very happy to have made your acquaintance. Your mother tells me you've been a great support to her.
Tell me if we're ever going to be rescued.
Oh, I can't see that far off for a whole group of people.
I'll tell it for me, then. Will I ever get off this island?
Nor can I see anything as vague as someone's whole future.
All right. Then how about the nearest little bit of future that you can see?
I can't.
You can't. Or you won't. I think you've answered my question.
Good to see you're not letting things slip.
Pardon?
You're reading. And you're writing. Maintaining cultural standards, huh?
I never really thought about it like that before.
No, and I'm quite sure none of them did. Your contribution to morale here is vital. I can see that. I'm not sure they appreciate you.
I think we all appreciate each other.
Really?
What?
No, it's nothing. It's
Come on, what?
just the fleeting thoughts of an emotional young boy.
Herbert. Well, what did he say?
Really, I must learn to curb my tongue.
Look, if he said something, I'd like to know.
All right, if you insist. Herbert is quite upset by your relationship with Joanna.
What relationship?
Isn't there?
No, absolutely not.
Well, I wonder what put that idea into his head. Well, he believes that you have designs on her.
Oh, that's preposterous.
Well, be that as it may, it has caused him to reveal exactly how he feels about you.
Is that so?
Oh, I do feel uncomfortable talking like this. But now at least you know where you stand.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Sebastian.
We're in the same boat on one thing, though.
Really? What's that?
Captain Harding had words with me earlier about his expecting me to pull my weight. It would seem that he was implying that he already has his hands full here without the liability of another Englishman to take care of.
Well. We shall see about that.
Oh, no, please. Oh, please, no. Gideon, I've no wish to make enemies by talking to you now about things that could very well be nothing more than a misunderstanding. No, please. Don't speak to anyone about this. At least until you have your own proofs, your own evidence. I've no wish to cause any unpleasantness. Gideon, please assure me, for my sake, that you will not act on my word alone.
All right.
Blast! I can't stand this place any longer.
You've been talking to Mr. Naya.
For what it's worth, I don't trust him.
Do you criticize everyone behind their backs?
No. Why do you say that?
Well, you just criticized him.
Well, I hardly know him. He's certainly no friend of mine.
Oh, so if you don't count someone as a friend, that means he's fair game,
I didn't say that. What are you getting at?
Nothing.
must know. He told me he couldn't see me ever getting off the island again.
Is that so?
You don't really care, do you?
Look, Herbert. I'm getting sick and tired of your constant grizzling.
Right. I'll not speak of it again, then.
Good!
What a beautiful morning. I doubt if I'll ever get used to how quickly the weather changes here.
Have you seen Herbert?
No, I haven't.
Maybe he's still in bed. Herbert?
Here, let me. Found this.
I'm sorry, goodbye.
Is that all it says? He has been acting strangely.
Got to find him.
Wait. I think I could help. I may be able to sense him. It might save time.
Please hurry.
I found him.
Where is he?
Follow me. This way. We've got to keep going.
Are you sure this is the right way?
Yes, I think so. Yes, I'm sure it is.
What is it?
Something in my boot. You go on. I'll catch you up.
I can't go any further. The ledge has collapsed.
There's another ledge. Higher up. Stay where you are! Don't move!
Do you believe him?
Who?
Niall, do you believe him?
What he says seems true enough.
What he says has caused nothing but trouble. Our problems began with his arrival.
Our problems began the day we got on that balloon.
I don't mean that. I mean our problems with each other. We got along very well before he came.
Well, it was only a matter of time, wasn't it?
Hello? Anybody home? Herbert?
What if he's our phantom?
Go on.
Well, it seems to me that he's done nothing but play on our feelings since the moment he arrived.
He's pointed out some things we may have been unaware of. Some people are like that.
Unaware of? Or has he been making things up to deliberately cause trouble?
Making things up, eh?
Yes. Well, he's told you something that has changed your attitude toward me altogether.
My attitude towards you? Look, Harding, you've been treating me with little more courtesy than one would extend to an unwelcome guest.
Have I? I'm sorry. He told me that he'd seen you and Joanna behaving like a courting couple.
Niall told you that?
Yes, he did.
He told me that you regard me as a burden. Nothing more than a liability you have to take care of.
You already know my feelings about how we all have to look after each other, but I've never considered you a liability or a burden. On the contrary, I've always enjoyed your company.
Well, that doesn't necessarily mean he's our Phantom.
No, but his actions do have a very familiar ring, don't they?
I'll grant you that. What do you suppose we do?
Confront him with it when we get back. Dig into his story so hard that we either expose him or prove he is who he says he is. It's my bet that he's not.
If you're right, what's he going to do while we're away? He's alone back there with Joanna and Herbert.
Mother! What happened? Are you hurt?
I'm trapped, Herbert. Are you all right?
Am I all right? Look, stay put. I'll be right back.
Mr. Niall. Just who we were hoping to find.
Did you see Herbert?
No, why?
He's going to help Joanna. She's trapped on a ledge that started to collapse.
And what are you doing?
Oh, I was going back too, but I twisted my ankle. But Herbert just left. I don't know how you missed him.
Where is she?
She's on the cliff face.
What cliff face?
Oh, well, she told me what the bay was called before. Big something.
Big Bungaree Bay.
That's it.
Hold on. I'll be right down.
Where is she?
She's over the edge. I'm going down after her.
No, Herbert, I'll go.
Have you ever done this before?
No, but...
Well, I have. When I give you the word, pull this end and start pulling her up. And don't stop until she's safely at the top. All right? Thanks. Don't forget to throw it down for me.
I'm scared, Herbert.
Well, don't worry. We'll have you back up in a moment. Arms up. Okay, take this train!
Ready?
Now just turn around, lean back, and walk up. Pull! Go! You're all right, Mother. Keep going.
Right.
Okay, take the strain.
Ready!
All right, Paul.
I didn't write this.
It seems our friend Mr. Nile is even more malicious than I thought. I wonder where he's got to.
We, think he might be the Phantom.
Well, he's told us things about ourselves that nobody could possibly have known.
Except somebody who knew all about us before he ever arrived. Somebody who's been watching us and listening to our every word. What exactly was his vision of my past?
It was something about a terrible crime against an innocent family. Something so horrible it warranted the death penalty. Look, I don't want to discuss it.
Well, let me tell you the truth about what happened. I was once court-martialed for failing to maintain discipline in a time of war. 5 of the soldiers under my command broke camp one night and perpetrated the crime about which you have apparently been told. A hasty court-martial was afterwards arranged and sentence passed. I appealed to my commanding officer to rehear the case, and I was exonerated. So yes, I was found guilty of a crime and sentenced to death. A crime that occurred while I slept, and a sentence which has long since been lifted and my name cleared.
I'm truly sorry I doubted you, Cyrus.
He's predicted things that have come true.
Like what?
That we'd quarrel, that we'd disagree with each other, mistrust each other. Hasn't that come true?
Or he started to make it come true. What has he told us that he couldn't have found out by listening in to us?
Your court-martial.
Newspapers, military records, he could have found that out. Nile and the Phantom are one and the same man. And it's time to confront him.
Captain? He was coming back.
What was he doing up there? Doesn't say much for his psychic sense of direction.
Then our Phantom's finally dead.